What's up everybody, back for another Honkai Star Rail video. In this video we are going to go over should you summon for the new 5-star Harmony character, Sunday. Now I know a lot of you are going to see the should you summon videos and go, I don't care what they say, I don't care if Sunday is the worst unit in the game, he's like unusable, I'm summoning for him. Sunday is a pretty damn popular character, so I'm sure a lot of people are going to be summoning for him regardless of how good he is, but slight spoiler, he's broken, right? So let's go over his kit and what he does, and then I'll explain what teams you'd use him on, and then if you should summon or not. If you are a spender, you're probably going to already summon, I guess, but I mean, I'll go if the free-to-play should summon for him, and if spenders should summon for him. If you're a whale, why are you watching this video? If you're a whale, generally, why are you watching this video? Because you're going to summon for every character in their Lycon anyway, if you're a whale. Probably with dupes. So, like, do you really need a video of a character is good or not? Maybe to be like, oh, how many dupes should I go in? But, like, you know, I'd be shocked. How many, if you're a whale, let me know. How many of you watch some videos, right? But summon for the video, like, summon for the character anyway, even though the video says no, or, like, maybe you should, right? Very curious. But anyway, let's jump into the video. So, Sunday is a 5-star imaginary Harmony character. Art's really damn cool. His basic attack is the same as everybody else, and it's just 100% attack, single target, pew, done, right? Now, Sunday's skill enables one designated ally character and their summon, this is very important by the way, to immediately take action and increase their damage dealt by 30%. If the target has a summon, then additionally increases the damage boost effect by 50%, lasting for 2 turns. After using skill on the you can't hear me, but leaned forward, sweating a little bit, hoping I pronounce this right. Beatified? Yeah, we're gonna call it beatified, right? Anyway, it recovers 1 skill point. We'll get over what that is in a second. When Sunday uses the ability on a character's following the path of harmony, the immediate action effect cannot be triggered. Now, fun fact. Originally, when Bronya was going to come out, right, I believe this is probably like an alpha or a beta for the Star Rail, she could action advance herself, which people would spam to then get her ult, which is very funny. Fun fact as well, Bronya actually has a special animation if you action advance herself. The reason I found this out is because I accidentally did it, and she like the camera like zooms in on her face, and she like looks down and opens her eyes like super seriously. Very cool. So I'm curious if Sunday will have an action advance on himself. I don't know if Sparkle does, but it'd be pretty cool if they, you know, paid homage to the Bronya version. But anyway, this is pretty much there, so you can't like loop Sunday Bronya over and over. At least I'm assuming so. But other than that, let's get into his ultimate, right? So the ultimate regenerates energy by 20% of max energy for one designated ally. And turns the target and they're summoned into the beatified, right? So this means that when you ult, then skill, this is when you get the skill point from this, right? Because that's the beatified, right? Pretty much this is your hyper carry character, right? The beatified have their crit damage increased by an amount equal to 30% of Sunday's crit damage plus 12%. So, shocker, you build in crit damage. At the start of Sundays, each turn reduces the duration of the beatified state by 1 turn, lasting for a total of 3 turns. And it only takes effect on the most recent target of the ultimate. When Sunday becomes down, the beatified will also be dispelled, right? 3 turns is pretty nice, so it should be pretty easy to get his ult back up, or at least close to being back up before you have to ult again. Then his talent, which is, when I read this, I'm gonna be honest with you, I was like, yo! When using the skill, increases the target's crit rate by 20%, lasting for 3 turns. So Sunday, let's say at bare minimum you have 0 crit damage, right? You're getting 12 crit damage, 20% crit rate, and 30 to potentially 80% damage dealt, and an action advance. That's pretty damn good. The crit rate is pretty nice. If you're running Sunday and Fuchuan, I believe Fuchuan's is 16. It's either 16 or 14. I'm pretty sure it's 16 though. That is 36% crit rate for free. That's pretty damn good. That's a lot of crit rate. That is a lot of crit rate, right? Now, going over Sunday's technique, the first time Sunday uses an ability on an allied target in the next battle, the target's damage dealt increases by 50% for 2 turns, which is a slight damage upgrade, right? 2 turns probably isn't gonna last too long unless you're just doing a normal enemy fight, right? But that's nice, right? It is very nice because there's a lot of characters I ran into where they want to hit the enemy, and I'm like, okay, well we can't be having all that, because then, you know, I can't do it with another character. So it's really nice to have techniques that just buff something and then you can go to the next character, at least for me, right? Then bonus traces are: when using a skill, dispels one debuff from the target. This right here, you might as well have taken out Bronya out back and killed her old Yeller style, because the only thing she really had going for her, after, Sunday was in action advancing it, was, oh, well, at least she cleanses. Well, yeah, now Sunday cleanses. So she's pretty much, Sunday is her straight up replacement at this point, which is very funny. Rest in peace, Bronya. At least Bronya still has like the dupes that you probably have. So like for me, I have one that boosts speed, which is pretty nice. But like, damn. They really just gave Bronya's kit to Sunday. Anyway, the second traceability is when battle starts, Sunday regenerates 25%. Or sorry, 25%. 25 energy. Pretty nice. That way you can get ult off pretty quickly, I believe in one skill. Then, if the ultimate regenerates less than 40% energy, or sorry, I keep wanting to say percent, bro. What is wrong with me? I read it, it says 40 energy, and my brain's like percent. Yeah, sorry. Regenerates less than 40 energy for the target, increases the energy regenerated to 40. Big W there. Then his stat bonuses are going to be 37.3% crit damage, huge, because Sunday scales off crit damage. Then effector by 18% and defense by 12.5. This is a W. Defense is like okay, because like he wants to tank hits anyway, I guess, right? But like whatever. So but at least we'll take this. This could have been like speed, I guess, but like, it's fine. It's fine as long as he has crit damage, really. Then I never encourage going for dupes, but we're gonna talk about them anyway. Sunday's E1, when Sunday uses his skill and allows target characters to ignore 16% of enemy target's defense and their summons to ignore 40% of enemy target's defense, while dealing damage lasting for 2 turns. Then, his E2 recovers 2 skill points after ultimate is first used. Damage dealt by the beta fight increases by 30%. Then 3 and 5 are obviously just like the skills and ultimate stuff. The 4th dupe at the start of the turn regenerate 8 energy, and the 6th dupe, they really wanted to make him like his sister, broken as fuck. The talent's crit rate boost effect becomes stackable up to 3 times. This means you can get up to 60% crit rate for your character if you're spamming a skill every turn. Newsflash, you are. Then, and the talent's duration increases by 1 turn, so it's 4 turns. When Sunday uses ultimate, he also applies the talent's crit rate boost effect to the target. Excuse me? So, like, you get that mad quick. I'm assuming it's still 3 stacks, so it's only 60% crit rate. I say only 60% crit rate. That's like not your whole damn crit rate right there. You could really just have base crit. You'd have 65% crit rate, right? Which is not awful. That's like more than some of my units have, right? And then whatever crit you're also getting just from like the set bonus of whatever the character is holding, that's like basically almost like a good built unit's crit rate right then and there. But there's more. Don't worry, there's more. When the talent's crit rate boost takes effect and the target's crit rate exceeds 100, for every 1% of access crit rate, increases the crit damage by 2%. Meaning if you have a normally built unit who has like, let's say, like 70% crit rate, right, you're getting an additional 60, so you're 30 over, and then let's just say you know that's it, right? That's all you get. That means you would get a total of 60 crit damage for free. You have 100% crit, and then an extra 60 crit damage. Hello? That's pretty damn nice. Freaking C6 Sunday is pretty much, or sorry, EC. I love Genshin. Just name it the same thing. Anyway, that sounds pretty broken. 100% crit rate, basically. Okay, I see. Robin's definitely going to be doing more like the whole like funny damage thing with like a support. Like your links, pickaxe someone for like $500,000. But this is pretty damn good. Like always though, you don't need it for the base kit. This is just for the whales. But very interesting dupes. They definitely want to sell Sunday's E6, right? Overall, Sunday is a pretty good character, right? You're mainly going to be using him on summon characters. Now, at the moment right now, the only character you're really going to be using him with is Jing Yun, who is not too terribly good, but Sunday will probably boost him quite a bit just because of how good Sunday is. However, keep in mind that the Remembrance path is going to be a new path introduced in 3.0, and their whole gimmick is summons. Meaning, if you want to use these new summon characters, Sunday will more than likely be the best in slot support for them. Sunday is also a very good character because he is action advancing you. He has some skill points helpage, so he's not completely just screwing you out of your skill points. He gives crit rate and crit damage and regenerates energy. And he cleanses debuffs. So if you're running Fushuan Adventuring and you unfortunately get hit with a debuff, he can cleanse it and you're good to go. Obviously, if he gets hit, then like GG, like that is what it is, right? But a character giving damage dealt, action advance, crit damage, energy, crit rate, and dispelling debuffs, all in one character. That's pretty damn good. He's definitely going to be tier 0 support, like 100 million%, right? And like, even if you aren't running him with a summon character, that's still 30% damage dealt, and then the rest of the stuff, right? That's pretty good. I do think Sunday will be tier 0, and dude, I gotta put him at must summon, bro. If you are any slightly interested in the new characters, you pretty much have to get Sunday if you want to have their best team, because Sunday's more than likely going to be it, right? If you want like the red hair, like Gilgamesh looking dude, and he has like the lion, which I'm not going to say he's Remembrance, but like having a summon with like the lion would make sense, right? Or what's her name, Castoris, I believe her name was, with like the purple dragon. She might summon that purple dragon, who knows? That would be a Remembrance character, and then, you know, she's cool. Sunday would probably be best in slots. So it really depends. If you don't care for the designs of the characters and you don't care for Jing Yun, you could probably skip Sunday and be okay for the most part, right? But if you are hyped for Remembrance at all, want to use the Remembrance MC, want to use the new Remembrance characters, you gotta summon for Sunday, bro. He is going to help them so much. Action advance for the whole summon, especially because the summons probably aren't going to work like Jing Yun at all, because they're their own summoned entity, right? And Jing Yun's is based off of Lightning Lord stacks, and so action advancing him at the wrong time could be like a little rough. The other characters probably aren't going to have that, so action advancing them and their summons probably going to be pretty damn good. So it really just depends, bro. If you are going to care for any future character that comes out recently in 3.0, you got to get Sunday, bro. You got to get Sunday, right? Now, you don't have too much time. As of me recording this video, which I'm going to post it probably in the morning of me recording this, you have a total of 5 days to really think about it, right? In 8 hours, right? Then you'll have the whole patch, I guess, after as well. A lot of people will unfortunately see banners and then like lick their lips a little bit and then start pulling, which, to be fair, you know, I don't blame them, but yeah, so that's going to be the thing. Do keep in mind, you do have the whole patch to really think about this. I do think Sunday is going to be a must summon. He's going to be pretty much the new Ruan Mei for these new characters, right? Now, of course, we do got to talk about his Lycone, because his Lycone actually is pretty solid. Let me pull this back up real quick. So his Lycone, after the wearer uses skill or ultimate on one allied character, the wearer regenerates 6 energy, and the ability's target receives 1 stack of Heim for 3 turns, stacking up to 3 times. Each stack of Heim increases the holder's damage dealt by 15%. After every 2 instances of skill or ultimate the wearer uses on one allied character recovers 1 skill point. Now, remember how I said after skill is used on the Vidify recovers 1 skill point? This means that when you use the skill, he would be skill point neutral as long as the ult is active. Well, not only does this help him regenerate energy, this is also gives you 1 skill point every 2 instances of the skill or ultimate, meaning when you use the ultimate then skill twice, you actually gain a skill point. All right, now I haven't done the quick math on this, but it's pretty much sounding like if this gives you enough energy with energy rope, which his energy is what, 130, it's looking like Sunday with his light cone is going to actually generate you skill points. Yeah, remember how Sparkle was the character to generate you skill points, right? And her drawback was the 50% action advance, and then you could use Bronya, but there's more than likely the chance of you running out of skill points because of how she works, unless you get really lucky with the E1. Yeah, it looks like Sunday's Light Cone is going to help you out. Plus, you're getting damage dealt as well. Like, even if the damage dealt wasn't there, the rest of the Light Cone is pretty damn good, right? So I'm not saying this is a must-get Light Cone, but, you know, if you don't want to have to worry about skill points, this is looking pretty damn good. An alternative you could use for this is probably Bronia's. That's probably what I'm going to use, just so it gives him an extra, you know, regeneration. And because it's Bronia's with whole action advance, then you do more damage for whoever attacks next. That'll just be pretty helpful. We'll see if we can get him to a point where the energy, because I'm not entirely too smart on how much energy regen and like all that stuff you would need to cycle an ult, especially, you know, because not all ults have the same amount of energy. But if you can get him to ult and have the Beatified constantly up and where he's skill point neutral, I think that would be okay, right? Because realistically, you'd have like your sustain normal attacking most of the time. But yeah, other than that, his light cone making him skill point positive is kind of crazy. But yeah, definitely consider pulling for Sunday. Now, like I said, if you're free to play and you're interested in the new units, I would recommend grabbing him over Tingyan. At the end of the day, if you really want to, I know the Remembrance MC is probably going to be fire as hell. You could still run Break with Harmony MC. There's probably not going to be no Sunday replacement for a minute, especially because the action advances summons. Bronya, Sparkle, and Robin can't do that. So you might want to consider picking him up. The Remembrance units, I'm sure, are still going to be busted without him, but he will definitely elevate them to the next level. If you are a spender, right? You just grab Sunday, bro. Just grab Sunday. If you aren't too much of a fan of him, you're not too sure, you'll have him in the back pocket at least, right? And if you really like him, then when he reruns, you can grab his light cone and good to go, right? This also somewhat applies to free-to-plays as well, right? But if you get put in a bad position when he reruns as a free-to-play, it's a lot harder to really get him, right? Spenders will just be like, okay, chuck a couple more bucks at it and call it a day. Whales, I'll see you at this E6, bro. Put your UID in the comments if you're going to E6 him, bro. I want to test him out because he looks absolutely schnazzy at E6, bro. Other than that, that's pretty much going to be it for the video. Let me know if you're going to summon for Sunday, if you're going to go for Sunday in his light cone. Are you going to wait until his rerun to make sure you actually want the future Remembrance characters? Are you going to use Sunday on past units like maybe like Jinglu, Acheron, I don't know, Yunli? Don't ask. This is the first character I thought of, funny enough, which, you know, you probably wouldn't use Sunday with Yunli, but I mean, hey, you know, you can make it work, I guess. But let me know what you're going to run in the comments, and of course, I will catch y'all in the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all later.